The show started here. All right, so we know Ethernet, and we know some of the benefits that we get of Ethernet. Ethernet offers much higher bandwidth than its legacy technologies, things like RS-232, E1, all your different types of TDM interfaces. We get a whole lot more power and bandwidth out of Ethernet. Ethernet also is one piece of the puzzle to enabling management and control of devices remotely from anywhere in the world. This eliminates truck rolls and things where you actually have to send technicians to the actual devices to manage them. We see a lot of like traffic applications where people are now able to make the changes real time, as opposed to having to send people out to actually make changes at the premise. Ethernet is also constantly evolving. It's evolving so that it can meet all the various new requirements and applications it needs to. Power over Ethernet, I would argue, is probably the biggest physical layer change to Ethernet that just affects every industry, every type of device, every kind of application you can imagine. And the best thing for certainly the customers and the users of all these devices, Ethernet is ubiquitous. And what does that mean? That means that it works everywhere. It is everywhere. When it's everywhere, it means it's cheap. It means that it's supported by everyone. That is huge. We see the exact opposite. Patent Electronics, for those who know us right from the very beginning, we started off with the gender changes and the serial to parallel converters, serial line drivers, those type of devices, and those are a daily battle, because more and more people are discontinuing the individual components, and the volume of those individual components have gone down, and we see a pretty significant increase in the COGS on these type of devices, whereas Ethernet, by and large, we see stable to actually going down in most cases when you look at just the Ethernet aspect of our products. What we want to go ahead and do is take a quick poll here. Now that I've gone over some of the things we see about Ethernet, what I would like to see is we have a poll here that has which of the following is true about Ethernet. You should see it now. There's a 10100 base T is specified to operate over Cat5. Ethernet's a very common protocol used for many different applications. If y'all could hit that poll, we'll give it about a minute, and we'll go over the results. All right, let's get a couple more votes here. All right. So the results of this poll is actually about the exact same as the webinar I just given. The answers for the 10100 base T is specified to operate beyond 500 feet is 8%. We know that that is incorrect. We'll go over it in just a sec, what it actually is. Requires Cat 3 or better cable to operate properly. That's 25% of y'all. We know that that one is actually the correct answer, and a very common protocol used for many different applications. That is actually false. Ethernet is not a protocol, and that does become important because our Ethernet extender is protocol independent, meaning that we are going to pass through protocols. Your protocols are really your application layer type of things. That's like, your MPEGs, your SIP, your H.323. Those things are application layer, and we don't care about those. So we know that the Ethernet's benefits are driving all industries towards IP. But migrating to IP and or the cloud has a few physical layer hurdles that can really be pretty significant obstacles, certainly cost-wise. We got the infrastructure cabling and topologies. Those must be suitable for Ethernet transport. That is a requirement of Cat3, Cat5e, 6, wireless or fiber. And just to note, neither wireless or fiber have a good PoE or a line power option. So being able to deliver power and data right now is really a Cat5 or a twisted pair type of technology. You need that copper or a coax cable to do that. And to work as specified, the Ethernet PoE connection should not be more than 100 meters or 328 feet apart. Traditionally, and still surprisingly common practice, is to use switches, hubs, and repeaters to regenerate that signal over and over, every 100 meters, which can be difficult. We have a product that is an Ethernet repeater, and the biggest problem we have with that type of application, or our customers really have, is you don't necessarily have a power source every 100 meters that you have to plug that switch into, and it can be messy. It gives you multiple points of failure that ordinarily you shouldn't have to deal with. What we're ultimately here today is to discuss our CopperLink product. And CopperLink, for those of you that may not know, is Patton's brand of Ethernet extenders. What a CopperLink does is it's a very simple device. It extends Ethernet over existing infrastructure, things like a telephony grade copper cable and or coax, things that it is an ultimate cost savings type of device that allows you to go IP without the hassle. Specifically, the CopperLink 1101, our new product, extends both Ethernet and power over 1 kilometer of telephony grade cable and or coax. 1 kilometer, about 3,300 feet. The application below kind of shows you how this thing works. It takes a local power source, AC or DC. DC direct, we can do anywhere from 12 to 54 volts. We recommend the higher because the more power you give the CL1101 local, the more power you will have at the remote site to both power up the remote extender as well as its device, the device you're connecting to, the whole reason for the application. We do include an AC adapter that is able to take your 100 to 240 volts AC and convert that into DC usable by the CL1101 local. You can see what we do is we basically put both the power and the data over the CopperLink line, pass it on to the remote. The remote, in turn, will pass it over to the wireless access point, IP camera, voice over IP phone, and we can pass a significant amount of power. We can pass, actually do PoE plus, so some of your high-end the voice over IP phones and security cameras we can connect to. Where this fits, where this product fits is what we call our Model 1000 family. Our Model 1000 family, really what separates it from the others is it's what we call our unmanaged extenders. These are, while all of our CopperLink devices are plug and play, this is designed to be as simple as possible. This device is symmetrical, so it differs a lot from, say, like a VDSL2 extenders that you see a whole lot of. It can do 1 to 4 twisted pairs, or it can do coax. There's a single Ethernet port on this device, but the things that really differentiate it from its other products is it is the only unmanaged extender now that we have that has power over Ethernet as well as a power line feed. So that is really what separates it. It's very close in function to the 1100, or I'm sorry, the RCL 1200, but it does include those power options, which the other does not. Also on this table, you can see we have, I put both the desktop, the standard models that would sit inside your office, as well as ones that would sit like on the factory floor or somewhere where you would expect high traffic. You want some protection around the unit. Those are on the bottom of this chart. So a little more detailed look inside what these extenders look like, and features. The CL1101, like mentioned before, is either 10 or 100 meg. It's not going to be like DSL where it is going to negotiate the best possible rate. We do require a setup of 10 or 100 meg. It will extend both Ethernet power over 3,300 feet, 1 kilometer. It provides PoE or PoE plus to your endpoints. It's got a fast link up. The vast majority of the tests show 10 seconds or less, really down to about 5 seconds. This can be significant in those applications that cannot sit there and wait, the minute to 2 minutes, really up to 5-minute link up time that some of the other extenders have. This technology was built to operate consistently and quickly. The operating temperature of our standard modem is 0 to 50 degrees C. Anybody that's familiar with Patton, which I'm sure most of you all are, we do have extended temperature options, which is the next slide. The operating temp of this extended temperature is minus 20 to 70. The standard product goes into our new IP40 metal enclosure. We are going to be using this type of metal enclosure on all of our smaller Ethernet extender products. It's a very versatile case that gives us a whole lot of connector options, so we can offer you all kinds of various different mounting options. The first ones that are going to be out right from the gate is a floor mount. We have a wall mount and a DIN rail. I'll show you pictures of those very shortly. Also included is the weatherproof enclosure options. For applications where you're putting a camera out in the middle of a parking lot, or you've got to put that device outdoors. We do have an IP, well, we have a couple. We have an IP65 and an IP68 option. Really, the IP68 looks a whole lot like a junction box. One in, 2 connectors out. One cool feature that I do want to point out, and it's something that is relatively new to us, is on our remote extender for power over Ethernet, we have an LED kind of to help troubleshoot or give our customers an idea, the installer an idea on how well that power over Ethernet is working. We have a LED that will show once you plug in your PoE enabled device, it's going to show you how much power is on that interface. So it could be one LED is going to show you class 1, 2 LED, class 2, 3 will be class 3, and 4 will be class 4. So it kind of gives you an idea. It's kind of a troubleshooting tool on power over Ethernet. Um, Now, what I see in terms of our feature benefits is being able to operate over twisted pair coax. That is going to drastically reduce the cost of going to IP. So you're saving capex with this type of device. In applications where you've got a business, we see it here in the U.S. with like gas stations having to go IP, they have to tear up their forecourt. They have to tear up the gas station. So you were talking about huge potholes and things that are not potholes, but the complete destruction, where people are going to avoid that business. That business is going to lose money, and that could be for weeks, for months. With this type of device, you're going directly to IP, right from the get-go, overnight, no tearing up of infrastructure. We see it in nuclear power plants. They have to run a conduit through a nuclear power plant is roughly $1 million so that they can run Cat 5, all of about maybe 500, maybe 1,000 feet. You just put a device on each one of those, on each side, you can save up to millions. We can extend the Ethernet plus the PoE 10 times that of the distance recommendations by the IEEE. The PoE is huge. You don't have to worry about finding a local power source for that camera that you want to stick where you want to stick it, not where you have a power source, or not where Ethernet says you can go. Gives you all really fantastic flexibility. And the fact that we're able to do this with just 2 devices opposed to multiple hubs and or repeaters, we're going to reduce the clutter on your network. We're going to reduce the points of failure in between an individual link. That's a pretty big benefit. And as many of you, at least I hope many of you know, our products are made right here in the U.S., right in our Gaithersburg facility. We have software engineering in Switzerland. Most of the hardware work is done right here in the U.S. The main thing is we're not going to a contract manufacturer. We're not going to a contract manufacturer in Asia. We don't build our products off of straight reference designs. We build them from the ground up, making sure that they're going to work in the applications that we know we operate in, and we really do operate in some very 5 nines type of applications. We have to be up 99.999% of the time. But we know our products. We know them because we design them. We know them from the ground up. Customer has a problem. We're able to go right directly into our factory and go find that problem and respond immediately. We are local. For those of you in Europe, we've got a huge office in Switzerland. For those here in the U.S., this is where we're based. We do have offices also in Hungary. And we have a support and sales in the Middle East. We're well spread out to be able to handle and be able to respond to you as quickly as possible. And another benefit, of course, is our technical support for the CopperLink Ethernet extenders is absolutely free. We don't charge you for it. So with that, I think we want to go ahead and go into another poll. What I'd like to do is hear what the audience sees as the best feature benefit of an Ethernet extender, particularly the CO1101. I'd like to take a minute to get those responses. Give this a couple more minutes. All right, Jen. So what do we got?
Well, it looks like we're 50-50. 50% said line power for remote extender and PoE enabled device, and the other 50% said extends Ethernet over 3,300 feet.
Cool. All right. And over 1 kilometer for our folks in over the pond. Awesome. All right. So now where do we see these devices working? The two primary places that you will see PoE devices that are operating over existing infrastructure, or would be ideally suited for existing infrastructure, is telephony, voice over IP. This is a great product to go along with our smart nodes. Our smart nodes, now we're converting analog to IP. There are situations where we're going all IP. So we got an SN5300. We have our ESPR. Well, this type of product is also enabling customers, although much simpler. This type of device is now not going really looking at the network side, but just the physical layer side. You want to go all IP? Well, you're going to need Cat5, Cat6 without an extender. This type of device allows you to just make the switch instantaneously. We see connecting to voice over IP phones, or certainly most PoE or IP phones today are PoE enabled. IP ceiling speakers, call boxes, and intercoms. These are all voice over IP applications where finding a PoE type device to connect to, almost everything is now PoE enabled for these type of devices. Security and surveillance is another really big one. The first webinar, that was actually the top response, was working over a coax infrastructure. Here, there you're connected to cameras. We can connect to sensors. It's the door open, door closed. All those really simple type of devices are going IP. Just simple to manage, simple to see your entire network on the fly. And keypads. We certainly see a lot of keypads in security and surveillance. Other places, certainly not less important, is retail. So we're looking at things like digital signage, point of sale devices, wireless access points, and really wireless access points can fit everywhere. Many times we use our extenders a lot in wireless type applications where the person would have to put it within that 328 feet isn't necessarily where they're going to get the best wireless access for both their use and their customers' use. So use an extender and get into the clearing, get into where you can offer your customers the best possible access point. Hotels, how many times have you been in a hotel that has horrible wireless? Now they've got their wireless access point sitting on floor 1, you're in floor 3, and you can't connect. This type of device is a very simple way for a hotel to be able to put a wireless access point anywhere and in multiple locations. Building automation. We're seeing a lot more building automation, smart buildings, really wanting to save money in power, the amount of power being used, being able to control it from anywhere. HVAC controllers, thermostats, lighting control, and the actual lighting. It's incredible. My favorite application is really the lighting and control. PoE was born to do this type of thing. Now that we have LED lights replacing fluorescent and incandescent and metal halide, people are now able to use PoE, which is power and data, to not only power the light source or the lights, the LEDs, because they don't require a whole lot of power, but manage it. They're IP enabled. It's over Ethernet. It's just fascinating how simple of a very simple idea, it just works fantastic. Industrial automation, it's connecting to PLCs, IoT gateways and nodes, those little wireless, basically a wireless access point in the industrial world. Could be a node. You can connect to those, and you see lots of various different sensors in industrial automation. Going to go over this briefly just to give you an idea. This is kind of, it follows our normal nomenclature, but there are some new ones in here that have not been in any smart node or Ethernet extender before. So I wanted to just give you a brief glimpse at this. Anybody at Patent can help you while you're ordering the extender, but I figured we can take a quick look at a 2-pack, what will be our most common 2-pack. The bottom or the number is now in the bottom right corner. The CL1101 is our root model number. That is the actual root product. After that, it will be followed either by blank. There will be nothing there. That's for our standard office type product. If there's an E following that root model, that is our industrial grade model. And then if you see an IP, you'll see an EIP, and the XX is denoting it would be 68 or 65, whatever type of IP enclosure, IP rated enclosure you're going to need. And of course, the NEMA standards are typically 1-to-1, but we're using IP because it's more commonly used everywhere. You would use the industrial grade where there's high foot traffic or you just want general protection for the unit. You don't want to get it damaged, and you'd use the IP rated product for really outdoor, but it could be you're in a very dusty environment and really want to cut down on any contaminants getting in. You would use an IP enclosure. Following that is a PAF. That's our Power over Ethernet. After the PAF is the Y. That's telling you which PoE mode we support. The first product out of the gate is our Mode A, which is really the most common use case. And we do have a Mode B, and that is a factory installed option. And really the differences between Mode A and Mode B is defining how the power and data are put on the different pins of the Ethernet or PoE interface. And last is the Z. That's really the connector type. It's most straightforward. It's either BNC, RJ45, or terminal block. The EUI at the end is telling you that that's coming with a external power supply that just comes with one power supply in this 2-pack, and that power supply is for the local unit to take in the AC, convert it down to DC, and pass it across. If you don't need the power supply, you just let Patent know, hey, oh, I don't need one, and in that case, you would leave the UI out, and that'll get you going. Talked earlier about some of the accessories that come with this type of metal enclosure. Excited that we can finally offer so many different options. We've got the mounting plate, which is something where, if you want to install into a wall, into a cabinet, you don't have a DIN rail, but you want everything forward facing, very simple, up and down type of mount. That's where you'd use our mounting plate. Then we have the 35 millimeter DIN rail installation kit. Kind of call out a little bullet so you can see what that kit looks like. And then we also have a mounting kit that are the mounting ears that fits into the little groove slots that you can see on top of the CL1101, and that allows you to kind of really flush mount your device. So that's what we would call a floor mount, something flush where it's not sticking out. Also brought on by Patent is this 19-inch rack. Gives us a rack mount extender solution. people would use a rack as opposed to a D-slam type function to really reduce the single point of failure. You can replace individual lines as opposed to having to replace an entire device. We see that in heavy industrial applications more than anywhere else. But this is an adjustable depth rack, so you can put all kinds of different Ethernet extenders or DIN rail devices into this enclosure. Anything that has a 35 millimeter DIN will work in this rack. So where is this product now? We are taking pre-orders. We've got a sizable amount that we're building up to ship. Right now we're going through some beta testing, doing some field trials. Compliance is complete. That's always one of probably the biggest hurdle whenever you come up with a new design. We're done with that. So we've done our safety, EMC, LVD. So this is CE and FCC compliance. When are we shipping this? This is coming out, we expect to start shipping the end of August. I'm sorry, that's actually end of September. Time flies. We're now looking at end of September. And the official release of this product, we're expecting to be in October. So, Jen, I think we've got another poll.
Okay, yep. Before we go, let's do before we go to the QA, let's do another final poll. So what best describes your feelings on the CL1101 after this webinar? Take a couple minutes.
So while this webinar is, or I guess while we got our final poll up, I'd just like to thank everybody for spending their precious time with us. We do appreciate it, and I hope that this has been informative. We're very excited about the release of this product. It's really opened up the number of applications that we can use a CopperLink in. So with that, let's go ahead and go over the final poll results. So it looks like the top answers, I can use the CL1101 now, or I can use the CL1101, but I don't have an immediate need. That was 46%. I need more information before deciding. That's 31%. I need the CL1101 right now. Where can I get it? And that's 23%. And I'm really happy to see that no one has no need for this type of product. That's encouraging. I'm really excited about that. So those that need more information, my contact should be all over this webinar. If it's not, you can reach me at jgrant@patent.com. I'd be happy to answer any one of your questions. We will have a handout. We will have the detailed rate reach chart on our website along with the webinar. That will give you both results of twisted pair, our lab results for twisted pair and coax. It'll give you the amount of power, the type of class device that we would expect to be able to connect to at certain distances, and it also gives you a glimpse at the link up times, which is something new. We gotten that request multiple times, so now we want to go ahead and start including that in our spreadsheets. Of course, that is variable. It's going to depend on what kind of cable you're using, how far you are, all kinds of things, but it does kind of give you a good baseline estimation, just like rate reach. What I would encourage you all to do is, you want some CO1101s, or you're a distribution partner, please join us in launching this product. Make sure we can, we want to be able to get this out to our customers from anywhere in the world as quickly as possible. Our partners are the reason we're able to do that. Come check it out. We got some pretty good CopperLink launch bundles going on right now. For those who have not done it, we have updated our CopperLink Ethernet extenders guide. It does now include the CO1101 and a couple new extenders. We've taken a couple of the end-of-life products out, so it is up to date. I would encourage you to come and download it. It's free, it's simple, and it's quick. That is all I have for this webinar. If there are any questions, it looks like we don't have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and finish this early. Oh, wait, we do got one. Okay, so we do have a question. Is there a competitor analysis about the product? Yes, there is. I will check who asked that question and get back to you individually. When will the prices be published? They should already be on your price list. So I'd say if you have the patent September price list, you should have them for a good chunk of the models. They may not all be up there now, but I think the majority are. We will go ahead and contact you individually and make sure you're squared away on prices. Are there any other questions? All right. Well, I think we are squared away for this this morning's webinar. I appreciate your time once again, and I look forward to working with you on this and many other opportunities. Thank you.